It's Barb. Welcome to my craft studio. Today I'm just going to do a vlog. My main topic is going to be my 2022 reading challenge. For the last several years I've participated in a reading challenge through Goodreads. I will try to remember to add links to my Goodreads profile in the information box. I finally got my 2021 reading list all done. I usually save this in my scrapbook of all the books I read in the year. I started doing that a few years ago. And this is so far in 2022. What I do is I highlight in different color. I end up repeating colors, but like my January books are all in blue. My February ones are going to be yellow. I'm also kind of doing a few different kind of small mini challenges as a part of my overall challenge. My goal this year for Goodreads is 36 books. I left it the same as last year because I was pushing at the end to finish last year. This year's if I read something every month, I shouldn't have a problem because I got 13 books in January. Some of them were really short books, but there was one exceptionally long book. So if I have a really long book like that, and part of the reason I did it is the really long book was an audio book, and I'm also kind of doing a mini challenge in, let's see if I can adjust this just a little bit, a mini challenge in on my iPad and the Kindle app. They have a little challenge. You can choose how many Kindle books you want to read, and I'm trying to have a streak going of reading something every day. So I picked out a few through the Prime Reading Lending Library. That thing is really glaring off my glasses. That are really short, so that I could read some of those on the same days I was listening to An Echo in the Bone. It's an Outlander book, so it's exceptionally long. So I don't really like reading two books at once, but that's why I went with the short stories, because those don't take as much to finish, so it just seemed easier for me. But anyways, thought I'd share with you what I've read so far this year. A lot of them were digital, so I just printed out an image. I read Number the Stars by Lois Lowry. This one was part of, I joined on Facebook a group called the Book Girls Guide, and they have 3 different challenges you can join. One's a lifetime of reading, and the January prompt was a child protagonist. I think they had to be under a certain age, and this one fit that prompt, so that was kind of why I chose that one. This was one of those really short ones. I read Mindy Kaling's Big Shot. I enjoyed her little short stories. I always liked her on The Office, so I just thought I'd try them, and I like them. They're a quick read, and there's nothing substantial to them or anything. They're just fun. Book number 3 was The Becoming by Nora Roberts. It's book 2 in the Dragon Heart Legacy. Nora is my favorite author, so I think I know one thing that would help here. Nora Roberts is my favorite author, so, and I got this one in November. She always releases her trilogy book in late November, and I find I never can read that until after the first of the year. Usually during the holiday season, I try to read holiday themed books, so that one didn't get read until January. I'm going to pause for a second and close my curtains. Let's see if that helps with the glare off the glasses a little bit. Book number 4 was The Arctic Fury by Greer McAllister. This one also fit a prompt in the Book Girls Guide. Another challenge they have is called Book Voyage, Read Around the World. The January prompt was the Arctic or Antarctica, so I chose this one. I really enjoyed it. Some of the characters are based upon real people. I mean, the story itself is total fiction, but there's some of the characters, and like the lead character, or maybe I shouldn't say, because it's just referred to as the bad thing throughout the book until it gets to the end. But the bad thing was actually a real thing that happened, and that character was involved in it. So that character is based upon a real person, though the story is not accurate, is not true. This one here is another really short one. It's The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. It's actually a children's book. I had never read it though, so I'm trying to go back and include some things like that that I either haven't read or it's been so long since I've read them. This is another Amazon short story. It's actually book number 6. It's This Telling by Cheryl Strayed. This is another short one, The Wedding Setup by Sonali Dev. This one I think I enjoyed a little bit more than some of the other ones. Some of them I really enjoyed, and other ones it was like, I don't think any of them were awful, just some I enjoyed more than others. Graceful Burdens by Roxane Gay, and honestly a few of them I can't remember which one's which at this point. I know that's sad. Now those ones were read, all those short ones that I just finished were read while I was listening to this one, An Echo in the Bone by Diana Gabaldon. I put this on 1.75 speed, so it was reading really fast. But my husband comes in, he goes, well, that's really fast. I said, well, I had to speed it up because I only had 2 weeks to read it. I thought when I changed my default for borrowing through Libby that it changed everything to 3 weeks. Well, audiobooks you have to set separately. So I only had 2 weeks to finish it, and it was like 46 or 48 hours of listening, so I wanted to get it done a little bit faster. Book number 10 was The Orphan Collector by Ellen Marie Wiseman. This one was another one that fit the prompt for a Book Girls. Oh, sorry about that. I dropped some of my papers. The Book Girls Guide Reading Challenge. Another one they have going is The Decades. You can see that I've got another one on the back of that one. And 1910s was the January prompt, so that I read that one. I've already done my February one for that challenge. Book number 11 was another real shorty. It was Sweet Virginia by Carolyn Kepnes. These ones I read because I also do the short stories when I'm reading a physical book, because it doesn't count towards the Kindle reading challenge, just like the audio books that I have are through the library, so you can't listen to them through the Kindle app. Book number 12 was The Contractors by Lisa Coe. And then the last book I read in January was Nora Roberts' Brazen Virtue. This one was a reread for me. I have read it before. Pretty much unless it's a really recent book of Nora's, I've probably read it. I own all of her books that have been released to date except Promise Me Tomorrow, and that one's just so expensive. So I don't own it, and I haven't read it. I tried to see if I could find it through interlibrary loan so I could at least read it, and it's just so old, and it was only in paperback, so no libraries had it. Now this one is part of a reading challenge that I created in my Nora Roberts JD Robb In Death Fans unofficial Facebook group. I'm a big Nora fan, so I created a fan group for it. She has a ton of them. I will try to remember to link that in the information too. So if you're a Nora fan, feel free to join us. With this reading challenge, I just made 12 prompts, and I let the people in the group, if they're participating, decide what month they're doing each prompt. I chose the made into a movie prompt for this month because Brazen Virtue was just made into a movie for Netflix. It stars Alyssa Milano, and it's just called Brazen. So I chose that one. And we've got set in Ireland, part of a trilogy, a book about sisters, and that could either be sisters by birth or by choice. And then the next one's a book about brothers, and it's the same thing. Either they're actual brothers or they're just, brothers by choice. An in-depth book. Part of a series, that just means that it's two or more. It doesn't have to. A trilogy would count as a series, but it's not limited to trilogies. A standalone title. This one could have fit that. Well, actually, no, it couldn't have, because it does have a connecting book. Actually, both the Nora books I read in January have connecting books. Made into a movie, a novella, which normally those are originally released as part of an anthology with other authors, so some of them they have packaged and released separate for Nora's. A new to you title doesn't mean it has to be a new Nora for you, just one you haven't read before. And then one set at the holidays is kind of what I found my note. I couldn't find that earlier, so I had to look it up again. I've also got a few other reading challenges that I just printed out, and I'm trying to follow the prompts. Now, I'm using books in more than one reading challenge, so I'm not going to read, some of these have 52 books. I'm not going to read, a total of 300 books. This one was the Book Club's Reading Challenge 2022. It's called the 52 Book Club. I found it online. It's a list of 52 prompts. And then this one was a Beyond the Bookends 2022 Reading Challenge. The January prompt was read a book directed to the screen, so I used Nora's book. And then this one's the Book List Queen Reading Challenge 2022. And then this one back here was Hot Sugar 2022 Reading Challenge. And all of those I won't finish. I just thought it would be a fun way to encourage me to read more. That's one of my goals this year, is to read more. I set my goal at the same as last year, 36, just because I just barely made it last year. And technically I probably didn't make it. I didn't realize until I was making up my list of books I read, that I read The Virgin River, the first 4 books, and I read it in an ebook that contained all 4. Well, I went in and put them in separately because I wanted credit for 4 books, not 1. But it automatically put the compilation in as 1, and I shouldn't have counted that too. So technically I only had 35 books for last year. So technically I didn't even make it. But I just by the time I realized that, it was too late to try to squeeze one more in, obviously, because the year was over. But I want to work my reading goal up to 52 books, which would be an average of 1 a week, but we'll see if that happens. Sometimes I do really well at reading, and other times I don't. I noticed when I was going back and reviewing last summer, I think I read a book in June, and then I didn't read another one till September, so I did really bad. I thought I had one more thing I was going to share with you. Oh, I know. This one's not reading related. I told you I was going to make up a Prismacolor index that was in number order to carry in my purse, so that when I my brain just, so when I'm out shopping, if I go to Hobby Lobby and I decide to pick up more of the clearance ones, I have a list of what ones I already had bought, so I don't duplicate them. I did a mic check. I tried 3 different options. I'm going to include that at the end of this, so if you want, you can stay tuned for that and let me know if one sounds better to you than another. I went with the first one that I use, which is my old mic that I've been using for a long time. But I did test it with that one, with just the built-in mic on my iPad, and then with the new one that I got with my ring light. So if you stay tuned for that, let me know in the comments which one you think sounds better. I know sometimes what I hear and what the viewer hears once it's posted to YouTube, even I've went back when some people have said, oh, I couldn't really hear you in that video, and I've watched the video and I'm like, it sounds fine on my end. Now maybe that's because I know what I said, I don't know. But these people have really said, I can't hear you at all. So I think it's just a YouTube computer user thing, and it doesn't impact everybody. And on same videos, I've had other people say, oh, I couldn't hear you at all. Other people have commented and said, I heard her fine. So I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to get the best quality I can, but obviously I don't have the type of budget to put into it. And I'm never going to be a professional. I don't ever plan on monetizing my videos. It's just not something I'm interested in. Honestly, personally, I hate watching monetized videos. I hate when those ads come up every so many minutes in a video, and I always skip them, so I'm not helping the people anyways. But it's me personally. I only have so much time to sit down and watch YouTube videos. I don't want to spend part of that time watching ads, so I skip as many ads as I can, so I'm not going to put my viewers through that. And I know I'm not of professional quality either, so, and never will be. And there are a lot of YouTubers out there that I don't think are professional quality, but I still enjoy watching them. And then there's a bunch out there that, hey, you can tell they've invested money in their setup and whatever. I do this for fun. I enjoy it. I was worried last night that my YouTube days were over because my iPad would not charge. I think one of my cords has just died, so I need to buy 1 or 2 more, so that I like to at least have one on each floor. I should think about maybe a 3rd one to keep in my car, but though usually I bring my other iPad, my old one, when I go, and that one I can't really film on because it's so outdated that you can't update any programs. So it works fine for my grocery list, so that's what I use it for. But this morning when I came in with the cord that I have in the craft studio, it was 100% charged. So I'm like, I don't know why it didn't look like it was charging last night, because it did. I'm just thankful that it did. But anyways, if you want to listen to that video, listen to the mic check and let me know what you think. I'd appreciate it. If not, thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you next time. I just want to do a little test of microphones. This is mic number 1, which is my original mic. I want to figure out which one works the best. So I'll be back. Back again. This is option number 2, which is no external mic, just strictly the built-in one from the iPad. Okay, be back. Alright, this is test number 3, the new mic, the one that came with my light box. When I plug this one into my iPad, it doesn't seem like it wants to go in as far as it should. So it may need some sort of adapter, and that's why it didn't work real well the first time I tried to use it. But I'm going to go ahead and include the test. And if you guys watch the test, because I'll let you know it's coming, I'm putting it in at the end of my vlog post for today. And could let me know which one sounds best to you. For the video, I'll probably use the first mic unless one of these sounds better when I listen to them before I film that. Anyways, thanks for joining me. I'll catch you next time.